The standards you hold yourself to are the standards you can hold your prospects to. Hi, my name is Zach Carbus. I am the GOAT of high ticket sales. No, God is good. No, but I'm 19 years of age, and this is a YouTube documentation series of my road to $50,000 per month inside of high ticket sales and up to 100 million per year business over the long haul of my life for when I'm 30, maybe 40 years old. Today's topic, I want to talk about the fact that your world map / your standards / you as a person can influence people based on the way that you can influence yourself. What do I mean by that? You can't tell someone to lose weight if you are overweight. You can't hold someone to the standard of investing into themselves if you've never invested into yourself, or if when presented the opportunity you don't invest into yourself. You can't challenge people to not speak to their wife if every time you make a purchase that's over $500 that you need to speak to your wife. With that being said, I know a lot of reps on calls where they will give fear while investing into a mentorship or in any facet in life, truly. And then they wonder why they can't objection handle and say a certain reframe on a call and close. But it's because they themselves don't hold themselves to the standard that they would need their prospects to be. Think of it this way. If your standards are here, you can pull a prospect from down here to up here. But if your prospects are down here, you can't bring them up here because there's no room for growth. So with that being said, instead of focusing on purely the word track, you need to focus on being great. You need to focus on building your standards and being the GOAT in whatever facet it might be. Find your biggest personal bottleneck. See if you give any objections in life, and if you do, overcome them. For me, as soon as I realized that I had any internal objection, I immediately annihilated it because I knew that that would be the thing that held me back in high ticket sales. For example, I knew that when I first invested into myself, inside of high ticket sales specifically, it was a 6K investment US, which is 10K AU, which at the time I was like, shit, dude, that's a lot. But I also knew that the version of me that's making 20K a month invests into himself, no question. Also, I know that the version of me that closes on calls with conviction would invest as well. So if you can't hold yourself to that standard, you cannot come from a place of conviction. So once again, find your personal bottleneck, what objections you might give, internally overcome them by thinking, what would the best version of you do, the one that's at your goal? And then just decide to be that version of you. Would the 40-year-old version of me even care about... Would the 40-year-old version of me need to think about a decision if he knows all of the logic aligns? Would the 40-year-old version of me that's making $100 million a year even care about whether he had to talk to his wife about it? Probably not. He would make the choice because he knew that it was best for his family. Would the 40-year-old version of me that's making $100 million per year, what's another objection? Would he feel afraid and let that dictate his actions? No. He would feel the fear, acknowledge it, and then say, you know what? That's exactly what I need to push through in order to win. That's the cost of growth. Watch this. I'm gonna lap everyone. I'm on the left side of the traffic in technically the there's a motorbike. Nice one, mate. But fundamentally, if you get objections, a specific objection, and it's repeatable and it's repetitive and you keep noticing it, then the chances are you're probably giving that objection somewhere in life. Even if you don't give fear objections when it comes to finances, like you might give fear objections when you go and talk to women. You might not talk to girls, and that's your fear objection. You need to overcome that to overcome people on calls. Once again, you need to be able to bring people to your standard. And if you haven't set that standard yourself, then you can't bring them anywhere. With that being said, all the best. God bless. And I'll see you guys in the next one. By the way, we collected 10.1k today, and we should have another 10k PIF at 7 p.m. tonight.